You're listening to The Main Event with Zach Gelb and Chase Sr. on WHIP.
The Patriots with a 2nd and goal to go. The ball inside the left hash mark at the 3. Kareem single set back behind Brady, who's under center. 2 receivers, right, 1 left. Tom short drop, looks left, throws for Edelman. Touchdown, Patriots! They're back in the lead in Super Bowl 49.
2:02 left when things seem dire. What do you do in life? You go right to people that you can depend on, and it's been all year long. Number 12, number 11, Julian Edelman, the Iron Man, has given you the lead on a drive where your quarterback in his 15th year breaks another Super Bowl record in his 6th appearance. Boom!
Seattle huddling up, down 4, but on the verge of the lead. Wilson with 33 seconds and counting. Waiting on the snap. Lynch to his left, Baldwin to the left as well. Stacked receivers, 2 to the right. Russell Wilson extends the hands. He has it. Wilson, quick throw. And it's intercepted! Intercepted by Malcolm Butler! Butler has it at the 1! Malcolm Butler stepping in front of the throw!
No way!
And the Patriots have possession with 20 seconds to go in Super Bowl 49 with a 4-point lead over the Seahawks.
It's got to be one of the dumbest calls offensively in Super Bowl history. You are on the 1-yard line, and you have number 24, and you drop back pass. Are you kidding me?
Victory formation one last time. Stork snaps it to Brady, who takes the knee. And the New England Patriots are on to a celebration thanks to a job well done. A 4th Lombardi trophy is headed to one Patriot place. The Patriots 28 and the Seahawks 24.
Josie's on a vacation far away.
Those are our friends, the play-by-play voice of the New England Patriots on 98.5, the Sports Hub, Bob Sosi, and color analyst and former New England Patriots quarterback Scott Zolak on the action out in Glendale, Arizona, as the Patriots have ring number 4. Brady and Belichick get ring number 4, and they are the greatest QB coach combination of all time. Time in the WHIP studios is 11:34, and now joining us on the hotline is a man that was drafted by the Seattle Seahawks and went to a Super Bowl with both the Seahawks and the New England Patriots, and that is our good friend Niko Koutouvides, who's kind enough to give us a few minutes. Niko, it's Zach and Chase here in Philly. Thanks for a few minutes. How are you, my friend?
Good. How are you doing?
Well, we're doing great, and I'm ecstatic today because the Patriots, as you know, I'm a big Patriot fan. They win the Super Bowl, and in the way they did it, it was absolutely spectacular. But I have to ask you, you played in Seattle, they drafted you. You also played with the Patriots, got to a Super Bowl with both teams. Who were you rooting for in that fantastic Super Bowl 49?
Well, I was definitely rooting for the Patriots. I mean, a lot of my close relationships I have now at this time are with the Pats. You know, I got released in the beginning of last season, so, you know, there's a lot of close ties there still. And, you know, as far as my connections with Seattle, it's a whole new regime, new coaching staff. I think there's one player on that team still, Mebane, who was there when I was there at the time. So I have the close ties here in New England, so I was definitely rooting for the Pats. Plus, you know, just watching Tom and Bill and, you know, what they're won last night, and they were able to accomplish it, and it's just amazing.
I'm sitting there at my couch at my uncle and aunt's house, and I'm screaming, how are they not letting them score the touchdown to give Brady the ball back, which would have been a little bit around the minute mark, and you had some timeouts. That was also something I thought was very interesting. But then the play call by Seattle to be on your half-yard line and not find a way to run something out of the I formation with beast mode, I just couldn't believe it, Niko. How about that?
Yeah, look, Coach Belichick, it always comes down, when it comes down to those final minutes, you know, everybody's question if he's going to use that timeout. You know, when we played the Giants in the last Super Bowl, if you remember, we let the running back go in and score.
Ahmad Bradshaw.
Exactly, Bradshaw to go in and score to give Tom enough time. So he's always thinking ahead. And, you know, the Patriots are the most prepared when it comes to specific preparations as far as situations. Situational football in Bill Belichick's mind is a huge factor, and he's always prepared, especially at the biggest moments and biggest times. And, you know, I think Seattle on the other side, Just got a little too cute. I don't know what they saw New England came in with the goal line defense. I don't know if Pete Carroll thought he had enough time to run 3 straight run plays. But at the end of the day, I don't know if that's you're calling that play on a little pick route when obviously the Butler was definitely prepared. He's seen it in practice. It just goes back to show how preparation is such a incredible thing, and when you can envision it and feel something that's coming, and the kid made a great play, and all of a sudden, the Pats are back on top, and their legacy is just the top 2 best to ever do it. So it was great.
What makes Belichick and his staff so great is you look at these on both sides of the ball, all 3 sides of the ball, there's not a lot of first-round draft picks. Nate Solder was a first-round draft pick on the offensive line. We all know the stories with a Tom Brady, a Julian Edelman, Rob Ninkovich, Danny Amendola. You mentioned a little bit about a flashback to that Super Bowl. Let me take you back to the AFC Championship game against the Ravens when Sterling Moore comes in there and knocks the ball out of Lee Evans' hands. Did that remind you a little bit when you saw Malcolm Butler get the interception to secure the Super Bowl victory?
Yeah, I mean, look, it really is the next guy up. And, Bill, like I said, the way these guys prepare, and we prepare, as a player, it starts to get redundant, and you're like, why are we continuing to go over this stuff? We're never going to see it. And then all of a sudden, Bill looks like a genius. There's a situation that comes up that we went through all year expecting not to have it, and all of a sudden it comes up, and you never know. That's why the game of football is such an amazing sport. You never know who's going to step up. It takes 11 guys to all be on the same page. And, look at Seattle on their side. The Matthews kid who was a Foot Locker salesman. He had a great opportunity, and then the same with Butler. That's why this game is so amazing. And, the NFL's ratings continue to be what they are.
Niko Koutouvides joins us right now, main event in Philadelphia, alongside Zach Gelb. I'm Chase Sr. Niko, does Super Bowl 49 go down as the best Super Bowl of all time?
I would say so. I mean, it was amazing. It definitely is up there in the top 2, I would say. I mean, I don't know another game that was this good. I mean, everybody was on the edge of their seats. It was a roller coaster of emotions on both sides. Pats come out on top. All of a sudden, going into halftime, Seattle strikes again. Then Seattle strikes in the third quarter, and the Pats come fighting back. And then at the end, on the 1-yard line, it's. I mean, look, the NFL could not draw this up any better. I mean, they just continue to win year after year, no matter what. Even with all the controversial stuff that happened this year, I mean, they just come on top once again.
When you look at players over the years that fit the Patriot way, Julian Edelman defines that to a T. He was a quarterback in college, and he has progressed as a wide receiver every single year. He finishes last night's game with 9 catches for $109 and that big touchdown late in the game. What are your thoughts on him? Because he was tough as nails last night, and he was all blood, sweat, and tears. He is a very fun player to watch, Niko.
That's the great Gatsby. I call him Gatsby all the time. He's just an amazing person. His work ethic is, right at the top there with Tom, just highly competitive. He's obviously got a chip on his shoulder. He's a smaller guy, but obviously that doesn't slow him down one bit. He came up alongside me with, special teams, punt returning, and kept scrapping and worked his way up the ladder and continued working hard. And it just goes to show you what hard work and what a night he had. And he turned this team around the last 2 years. He really has. He was able to, they didn't have much of a run game last night, and they were able to use the short game as a run game. And between him and Vereen and even Gronk at times, they were able to, give the Patriots a third and short position as opposed to a third and long.
To me, it's pretty fascinating what the Patriots went through all season long. After that Kansas City blowout, people are saying that Brady and Belichick are done. And then in the divisional round, the Patriots come back from 14 points twice against the Ravens. They blow the Colts out in the AFC Championship game. But then people are trying to tarnish what the Patriots are doing because of Deflategate. How is Bill Belichick able to drown out the noise and get his players to focus on the task at hand?
Yeah, that's exactly it. You just say it's outside noise. And when you walk into those doors, when that sign says do your job, I mean, everybody's focused on doing their job. No one's talking about all the rest of, the outside noise that everybody's trying to create. And the main focus is always on the next team, whether it was Cincinnati against the Kansas City game or it's Seattle after Indy. I mean, that's just the way we operate. That's what he teaches. And when you have that type of success, trust me, everybody's listening.
Let's take a look at Matt Patricia as we're talking to Niko Koutouvides, played with the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots, got to a Super Bowl with both of those teams as the Patriots win Super Bowl 49 by a score of 28-24. Obviously, when you're talking defense, Bill Belichick's going to get all the credit in the world because of the stuff that he did with the New York Giants, what he did with the New England Patriots in the early part of 2000. And you've seen all the great players that he's coached, whether it's Teddy Bruschi, Lawrence Taylor, who's the greatest defensive player of all time, Harry Carson, Carl Banks. The list just goes on and on and on. Mike Vrabel. Now you take a look at this defense. Malcolm Butler, after the game, said, we were expecting pass on that half-yard line play where Malcolm Butler jumped the route and had the interception. Take me a little bit behind the scenes and tell the listeners how good of a coach Matt Patricia is and how he gets you guys prepared for these games.
Yeah, I mean, Matt, look, he was another scrapper. I mean, he came from Syracuse when he was retrieving tapes for quarterbacks at one time, and he worked his way up the ladder. He's a very, very bright individual. He's very smart. He understands defensive schemes. He works tremendously with Bill to kind of advance his knowledge on defensive schemes. And he's able, as a defensive coordinator, you need to educate the players on what the game plan is going to be. And then from there, your position coach is going to obviously make you more comfortable, and now you're going to apply that to the field itself. Now, Matt Patricia is able to kind of play both those roles. He's not only the coordinator, but he goes around to each position meetings, and he tries to help guys in certain situations. And like I said, I mean, these guys go over so many plays. Like those goal line plays, those I'm 100% sure last Friday, the week before,
did we lose him?
Seattle's goal line offensive plays the entire season. And that's why these guys are prepared.
So real quickly here, Niko, you take a look, and over the years, Brady and the Pats have been down in games, and they've come back in miraculous fashion, whether it was the game up against the Denver Broncos last year, I'm sure a game that you remember up against the San Francisco 49ers, and you see this playoff run, down 14 not once but twice to Baltimore, down 10 in the Super Bowl up against the LOB and an all-time great defense. What's the feel on that Patriots sideline, and how do they still remain so cool, calm, and collective when down in a big-time football game?
Well, when you got number 12 over there,
it helps.
You don't ever feel like you're out of any game. I mean, they've come back multiple times. I mean, we played San Francisco one night on a Monday night game. We were down, I think, like 28 or 35 points, and all of a sudden we're in the fourth quarter and we're down 7, just like that. I mean, there's always an opportunity when you have 12 and you got Coach Belichick on your side. And there's never a doubt in our minds that we're ever losing a game, no matter what situation we're in. And that's all dedicated to Coach Belichick and what he's got us believing in, because there's always an opportunity to win, and that's the culture over there.
He's also the greatest quarterback of all time. I've never seen a quarterback so intense. He celebrates like he's a 20-year-old kid, headbutting his players like a Julian Edelman, a Brandon LaFell. You've played with Tom Brady. You've been in the same locker room with him. You've become close with him over the years with your time in New England. Just seeing the way that he prepares for a football game, explain that to us a little bit.
Yeah, he's the ultimate competitor. I mean, I can't say it enough about this guy. Look, we win a football game on the road, say in Denver or in Houston, and we're on the flight back, and everybody's laughing, playing cards, and messing around. And you look over, and what's TB12 doing? He's got his computer open, and he's watching film on who we're playing next. I mean, that's just the way he is, and that's the way his mentality is. He's a fighter. He feels young. He wants to be the best ever, and he is the best ever. I mean, I can't say enough about the guy and how he prepares himself. And he's a great friend. He's a great husband and father, and he's a great family man outside of football. People don't understand. I mean, he's amazing on the field, but he's a great individual off the field also.
Niko, last one for me. Everybody is going to be talking about this for the rest of our lives about why the Seahawks didn't run the football just a yard away with Marshawn Lynch. But can you just take us through the play that Butler made, having the awareness to jump that play and make the catch while getting hit pretty hard? That was an amazing play.
Look, there was a stack route, and you got to see the preparation that the Patriots had. They put Browner right up on Curse. And he's the point man. So what he's doing is he's going to jam Curse as hard as he can to try to disrupt the route behind him, because they know they're running that quick slant route. And they basically talk to each other, and they call it a combo, where Browner jams, and now Malcolm will come and he'll play the other guy underneath. And he read it, he envisioned it, he basically beelined right to where Wilson was throwing that ball, and he took a little shot there, but was able to come up with the ball, and now he's the hero. And look, everyone's going to question that call for a long, long time. And like John Madden said, and it's so true, the gap between the winner of the Super Bowl and the loser of the Super Bowl is the biggest in all of sports. And forever, the Patriots will be remembered, and the Seahawks, 5 years from now, won't even know they even played in that game. It's just the way it is.
Before we let you run, my sister was able to capture the audio. We were going to get a little funky here of the celebration that occurred in the Jerome and Gelb residence when the Patriots had that interception. Listen up. If you want to hear some hardcore Patriot fan, I'm sure you being a former player will love this, because this is what football does to grown men, Niko. It makes them scream like this. Niko, you know me. I'm a big guy, and my family are big people as well. You guys that played the game, you make us jump and tackle people like I've never seen before when you win a big Super Bowl like that.
That's why we play the greatest game in the history of our country. I mean, it's just amazing. And then if you put Scott Zolak in there for his commentating, you're really going to go crazy.
Where's the beef, unicorn, show ponies, all that great stuff. Hey, I want to do one more thing with you because Teddy Bruschi used to do this when he played. I want to really take our listeners inside the locker room. Answer this question for me, because Matt Slater does it now, and any Patriot player knows when it's a victory. Here comes the answer. I know you're a businessman here right now, so break the shell a little bit. How does it feel about a Patriots Super Bowl victory? There we go. Perfect stuff. Niko Koutouvides, you're always the best. That's why we always love to bring you on. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of the week, my friend. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Thanks, Niko.
All right, there's Niko Koutouvides. How about that? Love that.